Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building as always, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I'm on break right now at work, but nonetheless, I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. All right, y'all. This is something that I wanted to touch on briefly because I just seen this pop up on my timeline. Apparently, Teofimo is back on social media talking crazy in the build-up to his fight against Jermaine Ortiz. He's been going at it with everybody, man. If you've been paying attention to Teofimo and exactly what he's been doing, man, he's been throwing shots at Terrence Crawford. Had his little exchange with him on social media. Who else? I mean, I'm sure he's mentioned Devin Haney. You feel what I'm saying? Who else? And now, most recently, he's been taking shots at Rolly Romero. You know what I mean? Somebody who I thought was his friend at one particular time. I remember them guys being on Instagram live talking back and forth to each other like they the bestest of friends. You see what I'm saying? They've been chilling at the same crib from what I understand. They both was living out in Las Vegas at one particular time. Probably still do, in all honesty. And I thought they had a close relationship. You feel what I mean? I remember them being on live saying that they'll never fight each other unless it's for a substantial amount of money. You feel what I'm saying? So I was under the impression that these two had a good relationship. They were good friends, but I guess times have changed considering the fact that they are both currently world champion at 140 pounds. You know what I mean? So it don't take much for the competitive nature in both of them to come out and wanting to prove who's the best between the two. And you know what I mean? Egos get involved and all that good stuff. So that friendship could turn into beef within a day's notice. You see what I'm saying? When both of these guys are world champions, they feel like they're on top and they feel like essentially they're on top of the world. It don't take much for their friendship to turn sour. You see what I mean? That's exactly what I'm trying to say. And Teofimo, I guess he didn't like the whole statement that Rolly Romero had put out there against Oscar De La Hoya. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Rolly Romero had pretty much bashed Oscar De La Hoya. He bashed Ryan Garcia, and he bashed the Zone as a network. You see what I mean? And I guess Teofimo didn't take too kindly to that. Or maybe he just saw an opportunity to put his face back on the news headlines, and he said, yo, Oscar, don't even worry about it, because if the time comes, if it presents itself, essentially I'm going to beat Rolly ass. You see what I mean? Just like he did in the sparring footage from back in 2017. You see what I mean? And he drops the video. And I'm not going to lie to you. I've seen a few of Teofimo's sparring sessions leak. Like, I've seen the one with Gervonta Davis and stuff like that. But I've never seen this one with Rolly Romero. You know what I mean? Rolly Romero is infamous for posting sparring footage as well. When he sparred Ryan Garcia and things like that. I think I ever seen the one where he sparred Richardson Hitchens and gave him a tough outing. But regardless, I never seen this footage. So apparently in the footage, you can see that Rolly Romero looks like he's fatigued. I'm not going to lie to you. From my observation as a boxing coach and just understanding body language, it looked like Rolly Romero was gassed out. You know what I mean? It looked like Rolly Romero was gassed out. I don't know if they put Teofimo on the back end of some sparring or exactly what the situation was. But Rolly Romero looked tired. Teofimo looked fresh. You see what I mean? And there was an exchange that they had in that sparring session where it looked like Teofimo had hurt Rolly with a body shot. Essentially, it looked like that body shot took a lot of the fight out of Rolly Romero. He was resorting to clinching and just trying to tie up until the round was over, from my educated guess. And Teofimo just punished him for the entire course of that round afterwards. He showed off some fast hands, some sharp body punching, and it looked like he just got off on Rolly Romero. And these things could happen, man. Like, I don't think you can necessarily name a fighter in the sport of boxing today that did not have a bad sparring session. When I was boxing, I've had plenty of bad sparring sessions. There's people that just don't look good in sparring. But I'm not going to lie to you. That's the first time I ever seen Rolly look vulnerable in a sparring session, besides the one of him getting dropped by Joanne Ingram and stuff like that. Rolly seems to be the aggressor a lot of times. It seems like he's the one that's dishing out the punishment. But in that situation right there, it looked like Teofimo was just in a whole different zone that day. You know what I'm saying? And within that tweet, Teofimo mentions that had taken place in 2017. So I had did some homework and was like, okay, I know Rolly is mostly known for starting boxing late. So I was like, let me see exactly when this kid started boxing. So when I had done my research on the kid, Rolly Romero, of course, he a grown man, not a kid. He started his amateur boxing career in 2013. So of course, if you do the math, 2017 minus 2013, the man was essentially a boxer for only 4 years. You know what I mean? On a competitive standpoint, I don't know how much time he took in between, like him officially starting boxing and his amateur debut. But I mean, you're not officially a boxer until you actually are, until you actually inside them ropes with somebody else and y'all competing for something. You see what I mean? So essentially, this man only had like 4 real years of boxing experience prior to this sparring session with Teofimo Lopez. And if you know anything about Teofimo Lopez, they claim that he had been a natural since he was very young. You know what I mean? I believe Teofimo Sr. was somebody who was interested in boxing himself, but didn't really do too much with it. So he had put his son in there, and he started to pick up boxing pretty quickly. You know what I mean? So this is Teofimo, somebody who had been boxing at a very young age, against Rolly Romero, who had been extremely green going into that sparring session. From what I understand, Rolly Romero only had like 35 fights in the amateurs, you know what I mean? Which isn't a bad amount of fights, but at the end of the day, it doesn't change the fact that he started competing in 2013. So 4 years experience compared to Teofimo Lopez, who's been boxing since he was a baby. It's like you want to say that was supposed to happen. You know what I mean? In terms of experience level, Teofimo was supposed to get off on Rolly Romero. In all honesty, you know what I mean? I'm not the biggest Rolly Romero fan, but with somebody who's only been boxing since 2013, it's 2024 now, 11 years experience, it's pretty impressive to see that this man actually has a world title. You know what I mean? It's kind of impressive to see him performing amongst the elite. You know what I mean? Like, it's impressive. You know what I mean? A lot of people wouldn't be in that same position that Rolly Romero is in right now with the little bit of experience that he has. You know what I mean? That could be a result of just knowing the right people and good matchmaking and stuff like that. But nonetheless, Teofimo posted a sparring session, you know what I mean, just stirring up some controversy so more people could tune into his fight with Jermaine Ortiz. That's what I honestly believe it is, because prior to this, I never seen him shoot a shot at Rolly Romero. Teofimo doesn't really say too much crazy things when he doesn't have a fight coming up. It's almost like when, like I said, when Kanye West has some sneakers coming out or he's dropping an album or whatever the situation is, that's when he comes out of the woodworks and makes all these crazy claims and wears all these crazy outfits and just getting all the attention. And then as soon as his product releases, all of a sudden he goes quiet. You know what I'm saying? So I can see how people are comparing Teofimo Lopez to like the Kanye West of boxing. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation right here, man. Teofimo Lopez leaks the sparring session with Rolly Romero, and it looked like he was beating Rolly up, man. You know what I mean? I'm guessing that it's no longer a thing that sparring sessions stay inside the gym, because with social media being a thing right now, and clout being a hell of a drug, it seems like that old statement, is long gone. You know what I mean? It don't hold any value anymore. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. What y'all think about this whole situation? You think, was it cool? Was it corny? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. This is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.